Hi and welcome back to another gameplay video. So now we had that talk. Let's go and look outside.
Wait a minute.
See what
Before leaving, I should write down everything important I find out in this notebook. It might come in handy if, as Rod says, I'm one of the blankheads the great wave left in its wake.
Oh, that's convenient. Let's see, so we wrote something down. Rod promised me he'd help me recover my past, exchange for the drug for the dissolved. Okay. Can I... yeah, can still read the old clippings. Okay, good. So, see here. Perhaps you can talk to him.
Can I ask you a few
more
questions?
I'll answer anything you want, as long as you don't get near my stuff.
Okay. Again.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be sure to stay away from my things.
Seems like we had everything there, and we can't take that back. See here, we have the car, but we only have liquor, and that won't help us with the car. So let's go on. Oh, see here. There we have a gate and some armed guards.
Oh no!
And of course,
Here comes that sensation again. It's like
weird.
floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed. Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Interesting. So we could go in there, we can go up there, we can go there.
A quick
So
glance
here
at
we
these
have
tents is enough to make you realize how forsaken these poor people are, confined against their will inside the camp.
Okay. So in a maze you always take the left round. See here.
It's the enormous
It's a barbed
fence around the
wire.
perimeter of the camp, with surveillance from the towers and on the ground. This barbed wire fence intensifies the feeling of claustrophobia in here, making it even more suffocating.
Okay.
In the distance you can see the skyline of the city. It doesn't seem that far away. From what people say, things work somewhat better there. Could that be true?
Probably not.
Although it looks hastily and shoddily built, it's surprising to see a brick-and-mortar building amid all these shacks in the refugee camp. No doubt this must belong to someone important, or with very good contacts in here.
Okay. Yeah. So we go left. See what's over here. Doop-de-doo. More drums. Line of drum. Solitary inhabitant. More drums.
Dozens of stored drums
Let's
stacked
look at 'em.
chaotically. What the devil could be in them? And who might want to keep them here?
Yep. Get that line.
Okay,
Drum lining.
here goes. It's impossible to budge these drums at all. I don't know what they contain, but whatever it is, it weighs a ton.
Okay. So we need something to move
Another
them.
camp inhabitant. He seems quite elderly. What's he doing here all by himself?
Can still go in there, but I think we should talk to him first.
Hello.
Get some more information.
Hello, son. Would you like to get a little closer to the fire?
Thanks, mister. This is a rather isolated part of the camp. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm waiting. That's all. Just waiting.
What are you waiting for? It's starting to get cold. Where's your tent? So tell me any way to get out. Should be going my way. Okay, so
You're waiting.
what are you waiting for?
And what is it you're waiting for exactly?
Nothing in particular. The usual. For the fire to go out. For sunrise. For it to get cold again. I'm waiting for something to change, or for everything to stay as it is. I'm just waiting. You're too young to understand.
That sounds miserable. Okay.
Starting to get cold. Where's your tent? Or your trailer?
Yes, I had a tent once. They issued me one when I decided to enter the refugee camp after the Great Wave. The trailer was out of the question. They went to the families with the best contacts. You know how it is. Even in purgatory, some people are more equal than others.
So you say you say that you decided to enter the camp?
You say that you decided to enter the camp. Does that mean that people weren't forced to come here?
Oh, no. Of course not. Why would they have to force us? The catastrophe hit the city hard. Those of us who had lost our homes were invited to come here. In principle, it was temporary, just until the authorities got the situation under control and started rebuilding. We used to have food, water, and a place to sleep.
But now it's more like a prison camp than a refugee center. What happened?
I don't really know. I guess something went wrong. The new housing they promised us never got built. And in the end, the army ceased control of the camp. The food ran out, and then the water supply. Nobody bothered to replace them. Seems like our lives didn't matter anymore.
I see.
In time, things in here started to get very ugly. There were riots, uprisings, and the army decided to close the gates of the camp without any notice. One day they decided that no one could enter or leave here. Well, actually, people still could. Enter, that is. Now, this is where anyone who gets in the way in the city ends up. Or anyone they don't know what to do with.
So, this has turned into something like a concentration camp.
That's right, son. That's exactly what it is. You know, it's funny. I remember when my father told us about the war in Europe, about all the persecution, deportations, those overcrowded cattle cars. That all sounded to us like an old movie, an old horror movie. And look at us now. I guess some things never change. They just stop being visible for long enough for us to forget about them.
Still seems like the town is not better off, but we'll see about that. I guess we're gonna go there someday.
And where's your tent now?
It was stolen from me a while back. They fetch a good price on the black market now.
Stolen? But how could anyone...
You seem to be new in the camp, am I right? These things happen nowadays. It's best to take things as they come. The reality of the new world is very simple, son. The soldiers and the moles do whatever they like on this side of the fence. And the hunter and his men run the black market and all the dirty rackets. I suggest you memorize all this.
The hunter? I've exchanged a few words with him, but I hardly know him. Yes. The man who protected me during all the shooting. He seems like someone with good connections and some answers. Could he know anything about the drug for treating the dissolved? Do you know where I can find him?
You can find him in those barracks at the back. That's his... well, let's say it's his logistics office. Now, the hunter is very dangerous.
Nice!
Watch your step around him and his men. I happened to meet his father when he was young. He was a violent, degenerate son of a bitch. A real asshole. And I'm afraid his son has followed in his footsteps.
Well, I think still that this hunter guy seems to be a really interesting person.
Let's talk about something.
Let's go talk to him. See. Let's see.
So tell me, is there any way to get out of the camp?
I'm sorry, son. The only way to get out of this camp is to know someone important who can pull strings for you. Or to become a camp mole. Those traitorous scumbags have gate passes.
I see.
I'm not surprised you want to get out of this shithole. You've no doubt got something to do or someone to find out there. Well, they say things are better in the city, that there's order and that things are starting to function again. But who knows? Well, at least they have Reverend Blake and the consolation of Suicide Park.
Sounds like a really nice park.
Suicide
right?
Park? What's that?
Nah, just a song that drifts into the refugee camp from the other side of the fence now and then. And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I, when the sun departs from Suicide Park. I'm sure you still have some hopes, some dreams. I'm afraid you're just too young to understand it.
Well. I think Suicide Park sounds like a really nice place to be if they don't clean it up. It could be a pile of bodies or a lot of hanging corpses. Way! What fun it is to ride.
Who's Reverend Blake?
Reverend Blake?
He's a preacher who sometimes comes from the city to bring us a little comfort. Now, some people make jokes about him, but many of us believe that he's a prophet. You should hear him speak sometime. His words etch themselves deeply into your soul. That's why he has so many followers inside and outside the camp.
Okay. Also sounds fascinating. Let's see here.
And what was the extent of the Great Wave's impact? How are things beyond the city?
Truth is, I couldn't tell you. In the first days, the chaos was so overwhelming that no one worried about anything beyond their own backyard. We victims were disoriented, cut off from the world. Then I came into the camp and news from far-off places doesn't reach this prison. I'm afraid you'd have to leave here to get the answer to that question.
Okay. Let's go on and meet
I
the
should be
hunter
going on
then.
my way. Have a pleasant wait, mister.
See if we can find him in here. Should be here, right? Oh, bartender, regulars, and the hunter. So, oh, empty cans. Let's take one. Whee, more stuff. Bar.
Stain from spilled drinks, rings from glasses and rust. The bartender looks out from the other side, seemingly bored and apathetic. The cheerful patrons of the bar. I suppose the gray substance one of them is sipping is liquor, but I can't tell what kind. I don't think he can either.
Okay.
That's the background music for the establishment. The speaker is cranking out a dreary, droning country song, and it's getting on my nerves. Most of these bottles have been opened, and they look like they've been reused hundreds of times. They're filled with a grayish liquid with a rather unappetizing appearance.
Okay.
Someone went to all the trouble of taking the hood off an old Corvette and dragging it in here, just to turn it into a tacky bar table.
Well, that's a way to use a front of a car.
What
yes.
a pointless waste of time. The rag he's using to wipe it down is even dirtier than the surface of the bar itself.
Okay, so we wait with the hunter and
He's
talk
behind
to
the
the
bar,
bartender first.
and he
right?
serves the drinks. Now, I don't claim to be clairvoyant, but I'd swear this guy is the owner of the place.
Yep, let's talk to him.
What are you having, pal?
Nope, I'm afraid I don't have any cash on me.
That's no problem here. We don't only accept cash, we also barter. We accept anything of value. That excludes checks, naturally.
Interesting place. Are you the owner?
No, pal, don't get the wrong idea. I only work here. This belongs to the hunter, like every other business enterprise here inside the camp. He's the head honcho.
I see. What do you sell here?
Anything you can eat or drink. Anything that fits into a box or a bottle. For other types of goods, talk to the hunter directly. What do you need? Liquor, tobacco, food?
At the moment, I don't need anything like that. But I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
I saw a bunch of barrels.
I saw a bunch of barrels stacked up at the entrance to the building. Just out of curiosity, what's in them?
Nothing. Just some things that need to be stored. Take my advice, pal. Keep your nose out of the hunter's business if you want to keep it on your face.
Okay, it was just curiosity.
Yeah, let's talk to the hunter then.
Hey, that's the guy I was talking to during the shooting by the cleanup brigades. What did he say his name was? The Hunter?
Mike, my friend, it's nice to see you again.
Hi.
Guys, this is my friend Mike. He's new around here. We met at one of the cleanup brigade's latest parties. Isn't that right, dude? Pull up a seat and have a drink. We like to be hospitable to newcomers.
Something tells me I shouldn't accept that drink. That it's not a good idea. Not anymore.
No thanks, I don't drink.
Okay, Mike. Whatever you say. But I'm not accustomed to people turning down a drink. At least, not in my own establishment, in front of my men. So tell me, what brings you here?
Oh, he seems friendly.
Tell me, why do they call you the Hunter?
That's a good question, Mike. You know my real name is Hank, but no one calls me that anymore. Now I'm the Hunter, because I can find you what you want, when you want it. You know, it doesn't matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. The New World gave me a new name and a new life.
A new life?
Yeah, a new life. It's hard to explain, dude. But I think in a way, you and I are similar, Mike. That's why I like you. Let me explain it to you. It was the Great Wave. The Great Wave that changed and purified everything. The old world was a messy, complicated, and unjust place. After the Great Wave, everything became crystal clear. When all the old laws disappeared, only one rule remained. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's that simple. And that's the universal law that puts each of us in our rightful place. Do you follow me?
You gotta do what you gotta do. Sounds like a handy way to justify anything and everything, even the indefensible.
Yes, Hank. I follow you perfectly.
I knew it. I knew you'd get it straight off, Mike. But don't call me Hank. I told you, that guy died in the Great Wave.
Okay, a friend is mining battery. I need to know a drug.
A
Okay.
friend of mine is in a bad way. I need to know if there's a drug that can help the dissolved, and how to get it.
A friend of yours, huh? Friendship is important, Mike. The camp is a very tough place, and you have to be loyal to your people. I like your gesture. Do I know this person?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, look, dude, I've heard something about that cure, but I don't know if it's true or just a camp legend. Sometimes desperation leads to wishful thinking. You know how it is. But if that drug exists, I can think of only one place you'd be able to find it.
Where?
There's a small medical center on the outskirts of the city. It's more like a pharmaceutical warehouse, but it's heavily guarded. I bet my bottom dollar that's where they keep anything that valuable. Maybe you should take a look at that building, if you can find a way out of this hellhole, that is. And I can't help you with that. You know I like you, dude. Let me give you a piece of advice. Stay away from those untouchables. From the dissolved. They won't bring you anything but trouble.
Okay.
What more can you tell me about the dissolved?
Only what the authorities say. And that's all I need to know. The disease is fatal. And they say you can catch it just by breathing next to one of those untouchables. That's why they have to get rid of them as soon as possible. Have you ever seen one of those poor suckers die, dude?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're lucky, Mike. I don't recommend it. It's a horrible spectacle. It goes something like this. After weeks of drifting in and out of their trances, Something happens inside their bodies. Something fails all of a sudden. The pain makes them kick and scream like pigs in a slaughterhouse. Then their flesh begins to melt, to become liquid. Do you understand, Mike? That's why they gave it that name. They literally dissolve.
But that's terrible. Those poor people.
On the contrary, dude, those bastards spread the plague. It's them or us. Understand? Anyway, you know how it works. The cleanup brigades tend to be more than generous with responsible citizens who help them with their mission of tracking down the dissolved.
Okay.
And can't you get hold of some of that drug for me?
I don't get mixed up in things like that, dude. The army has made it very clear. Helping or hiding the dissolved will be severely punished. Not even collaborators are free from reprisals. You saw what happened to that mole. Those pigs are ruthless about this.
What are you talking about, those pigs?
That's camp slack, the soldiers, the cleanup brigades. The inhabitants of this shithole call anyone with a rifle and a uniform a pig. They can blow your head off right on the spot with impunity.
I should be going now.
Fine, Mike.
Sounds
You're
nice.
welcome anytime. Remember, dude, here we can get you whatever you need. No questions asked.
Okay. He seems intimidating, but still, he's kind of nice. So, we have a new task then. But before then, I really like you to give this video a like if you like this content and want more of it. See you in the next video.